Hey everybody, so today we're going to be doing a globe aquarium, and I'm going to make this into a shrimp breeding aquarium. And I'm really excited about this, and I have some fun little things that I found at the thrift store. A beautiful plant that I may or may not use this one. This super cool stand. And what I'm going to do is I'll have this on the stand with this amazing light that's going to light it up from above and create a really nice stand, and it's going to look fabulous. So my idea is to do this in kind of a yin yang theme, also a little bit of love, but basically I'm going to try to do this in a black and white theme, and I'll show you how I'm going to go about doing that. The first thing I'm going to be putting down is this fluvial substrate. It's a nutrient-rich soil that's meant for aquatic plants. I'm going to go ahead and link this in the description so that you can get this online through my Amazon account. And it's a really nutrient-rich substrate. It's all balanced. It's meant for plants and shrimp, which is exactly what we're doing, and it creates a really nice habitat for them without clouding up the water. I'm going to be adding about 1 inch of this to my bottom. That way it gives the plants enough space to root in. I want to keep it a black and white theme. So normally I would like to do a white sand, but for this one I'm going to do this black granite. And it's a black diamond underwater aquarium substrate. And I'm going to put this on top to really give it a good black and white contrast. Black, white, and red, and it's gonna look super cool. And I think that the shrimp are also gonna have some really beneficial things to eat once this gets cycled through, which will take a couple of weeks. But today I'm gonna get this started for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and pour this on top. Now, since this aquarium is going to be seen from a 360 view, I'm not going to worry about building up that soil towards the back. But I do kind of want my heart to stand up a little bit higher to kind of give it a little bit more presence. And we're going to pretend like this is the front. So we're going to just set that heart in there. Let's go ahead and turn that towards you. And my husband thought he was really cute and put these little snails in here that are kissing. So I'm going to put those back inside. And one of the fun things that I have to add to this is snails. One of the plants that I want to use for this is actually in my aquarium. So we're going to go steal a few pieces of a plant that I have in my aquarium that I think is going to be really beautiful in here. And I think I'm going to shove it right into this little hole, because that's all going to fill up with water, and then it'll just sort of be out there, and it'll give the shrimp all of this space down here that I can plant up. You'll see. Let me show you. So whether or not I mentioned this before, I have ponds, but I also have an aquarium inside. And I have a few plants in there that are kind of overgrowing their space. So I'm going to go cut the tips off of those, and then I can reuse them and plant them into this new aquarium. I've been wanting to have shrimp and breed shrimp and just have them in their own aquarium. And I thought, since I like black and white, it's kind of like my favorite theme. I'm going to do a black and white aquarium. I think it's going to look really neat. Okay, so here's my little tank that I have inside. And right now I just have some little neons, a couple of cories, and there are some shrimp in there. They're actually hiding right now. I have a couple of yellows. It's a mix. I have some yellows, some little candy cane stripe ones, and a few blue ones that I love. And I've really enjoyed having shrimp. I think I want to just get into like more shrimp. So this is the plant that I'm stealing from today. And oh, there's a shrimp. See, there's one of mine. And she might be having babies. So I'm going to try to grab one of these really tall ones up here. Possibly this one. I'm going to cut it just at, we're gonna do it just right here at this little notch. There is an actual like place to cut it. I usually go just above the leaves, and then that way this will send out more shoots. And let's see what else we can gather up. I'm gonna go ahead and take off, I think 3 pieces will be good for now. Okay, and the other piece that I'm gonna take, it's actually not a piece, it's something I bought and I haven't used it yet. Look, there's one of my little snails. Isn't he so cool? I'm gonna pull this guy. I still have it in a grow pot because I anticipated using it for this setup. And I don't know the names of all these, but I will list them below. I just know that in the aquarium it looks like a grass and it's really cool. And the shrimp seem to really like it. So this is a project that is gonna be in segments because I have to let the aquarium cycle. Cycling means just basically letting the bacteria grow so that when I do put the shrimp in, they have something to eat. Okay, we're gonna have to have this Rotala plant off to the side until we put water, but you don't want to let this dry out. So when you buy these, they have them in this cottony wool substrate, and you have to kind of push them out because this is how they propagate, and it basically just unwraps. And you have all these little tiny pieces that you can use as little plantlets. So yes, you do feel like you're getting like one plant for like $8, but you're in fact just getting 1, 2, 3. There's, oh wow, there's a lot, y'all. 10 little plantlets. 10 little plantlets jumping on the bed. So we're just gonna take these little plants and we're gonna give them a little tuck in to the substrate. And those roots are gonna reach for that good nutrient-rich base that we applied. I'm gonna go all the way around with this grass because I really kind of want it to take over the entire bottom because I want the shrimp to have something to make and lay eggs in and forage through and give them some of that good bioactive slime and bacterias and all the good stuff that comes out of having a planted tank. So I'm going to go full circle on this baby, and I have plenty enough of this, and this does grow by rhizome. It'll shoot out, and before you know it we should have a full tank of grassy, like a grass, a lawn almost. But I'm going to go ahead and use everything that I have because I really want this to be a really beautiful tank that I can enjoy. Alright, I got one more, y'all. Let's go ahead and put it right in between these little ladies and gentlemen. That is really cute. Alright, so it's not that difficult. Now we have this, and I'm gonna list this. I can't remember the name of it, but I want it to be coming out of this heart. So we're going to see if that stays, and if it doesn't, we're going to have to add a little bit of a weight to it, and I'll show you how to do that. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to show you how to do that. But otherwise, it'll fill with water and it'll continue to grow, and then eventually I'll probably have to trim it or just put it in a different place, or who knows, I might even take it out. I know that I want the grasses, and I really like this little snail situation going on here. So let's go grab some water. Do y'all see how big that heart looks in there? I guess it magnified it. Alright, let's get some of those air bubbles out the heart, and then it'll stand up straight. And you really do have to look at this from above. This kind of plays a trick on your eyes. Getting these grasses tucked in is critical. And there are tweezers that you can use, but they're inside and I don't feel like going back inside to get them. But I will have those linked as well in my description. There's going to be some beneficial bacteria, which is good. But even better is I have some snails, and I have the filter that I've removed from a different aquarium. I actually replaced the other aquarium's filter so that the baby shrimp wouldn't get sucked up. This is the original one, and I have these little tiny pink ram's horn snails. They already have some beneficial bacteria. And I'm going to put the rest of this water that I've taken, and I'm going to also incorporate that. So I'm going to put this, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Let's see. Kind of disappears in the gravel, which is nice. Make sure I get all my snails. Let these guys get to work. Okay, so this is basically going to be the Wallstead method, and I'm going to let this go ahead and cycle on its own with just the plants as the filter. But if I need it and I want the movement, because once I put the shrimp in, they're going to like a little bit more movement, and I'm going to add maybe a little air stone just to give some bubbles going and give them a little bit more oxygen. But overall, this is the look I wanted, and I think it's really cute and simple. And I'm going to move it to its final destination and plug it in, and I'll show you how that looks. And like I said, once all this starts to settle, it's going to really look pretty, and especially once these grasses at the bottom start to make it just fill in the whole bottom with grasses. It's going to be so pretty. These little snails look like little pearls. They're so gorgeous. And my idea with this as well is red cherry shrimp. So I think I'm going to try to breed those in here and let them just go at it and have this tank for themselves. You could add some guppies or some neons, but I think because of the size of it, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do shrimp and let that be their habitat and go ahead and have them just breed away. But yeah, this is a really beautiful way to use one of these globe planters. I find smaller ones and larger ones and all different sizes at thrift stores, and I know that you'll be able to find them because I see them all the time. So you can make a lot of different sizes of these. I also put a link in the description for one, but it's a little bit pricey on Amazon. I think you can do better and find them on at a thrift store. But this little table is just so cool. Really adds a lot of modern touch to it, and I'm loving that as a stand for this. So it's a bamboo tabletop. It's got a LED light. It's going to light it up beautifully. And then, like I said, I may put some bubbles. Maybe I'll even put the bubble wand inside the heart. So let's see how this all transforms. This is just the first part of all this. I wanted to take you along with me to show you how to cycle a new tank. And this is it. This is how you do it. And the more beneficial bacteria that you can pull in from other water features, the better. You want to get those bacteria started, but there is a liquid bacteria that you can pour into this to give it another head start. And I'll try to link all of those things in my description, but I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible because I know half the frustration is not knowing how and where to get all the supplies. And you can get most of it on Amazon, although I always encourage people to go to their local pet stores, not the big boxes, but if you have to, that's fine. But if you can find a small locally owned fish store, that's always best to support a small business. And if you like everything that you're seeing here, please subscribe and like, and also comment on what you think about the tank and how maybe I could come up with some different ideas or anything that you have, any input that you might have, good or bad, and just go ahead and let me know what you think. I think this one's really fun, and especially for someone you love. So, all right guys, I hope y'all have a great day, and thanks for being here.